As we saw in the last chapter, due to sage Vyasa's blessings, the kingdom of Hastinapur was blessed with three princes as follows: Dhritarashtra, Pandu, and Vidur. And we also saw how Dharma took birth as Vidur due to the curse of sage Mandavya. For the Kuru dynasty and the Kuru kingdom, Dhritarashtra, Pandu, and Vidur proved to be very fortunate. The Kuru region benefited much from their births. The kingdom experienced a surge in the number of merchants, artisans, and scholars, along with an increase in farm yields, timely rainfall, and the prosperity of animals and birds. The kingdom at that time was free of poverty, sorrow, and sin. Even in the Dwapar Yuga, it appeared as though people were enjoying the pleasures of the Satyug. Bhishma raised the three boys in the same manner as his own children. In addition to teaching them the art of weaponry, he gave them an exceptional education in the Dharma Shastras, physical sciences such as physics, chemistry, and biology, ethics, and economics. Dhritarashtra was the strongest, meanwhile, Pandu was the greatest archer amongst the warriors at that time in India. However, Vidur was the most informed and committed to Dharma in the entire world. He possessed an exceptional understanding of religion, ethics, and economics. The people of Hastinapur were graced with such princes, and Bhishma, Ambika, and Ambalika were universally acclaimed for bearing and raising such brave heirs to the throne. When the coronation ceremony arrived, Pandu was named the new king of Hastinapur, as Dhritarashtra was born blind and Vidur was the son of a slave, hence was ineligible to inherit the throne. Bhishma started looking for partners for Dhritarashtra, Pandu, and Vidur when they were old enough to get married. Gandhari, the daughter of King Sobal of the Gandhar kingdom, modern day Afghanistan, had impressed him. Gandhari was a beautiful and well behaved girl who was a devoted follower of Lord Shiva. She had been blessed with 100 sons by Lord Shiva Shankar himself. Given that, Dhritarashtra's horoscope also suggested 100 sons. Thus, Bhishma thought that Gandhari might be an appropriate match for Dhritarashtra. King Sobal initially pondered how he could wed a blind prince to his beloved daughter, but he picked up Dhritarashtra for his daughter, giving in to the Kuru clan's renown, glory, and righteousness. When Gandhari discovered that her prospective husband was blind, she covered her eyes with a silk stole, saying, "How can I see a world that my husband cannot see? What is written in my husband's destiny is also inscribed in mine. As a result, I have infused my own life with the same darkness that was written in his destiny." Thus, Gandhari and Dhritarashtra were married in a lavish ceremony. We now need to take a moment to reflect on whether Gandhari, a devoted and faithful wife, made the right decision or not. Gandhari made a vow to stay blind for the rest of her life, just like her husband. But she never thought that if she hadn't blindfolded herself, she might have become Dhritarashtra's eyes, his pillar of support, and watched over her sons, the Kauravas, who, as they grow older, gradually transformed from humans into demons. However, her choice demonstrates her love and commitment towards her husband. It is not necessary that she would have been able to support her husband more effectively, or that her sons wouldn't have turned into monsters if she hadn't blinded herself. Parents are just as important to a child's upbringing as their company. What happened to the Kauravas was their fate because their company was inappropriate from the very beginning. Hence, what Gandhari did was the right thing, and it was just pure love towards her husband. Bhishma was looking for a bride for Pandu following Dhritarashtra's marriage. Kunti, the sister of Vasudev, the father of Lord Sri Krishna, and the daughter of King Shurasena of the Yadu dynasty, was the talk of the town at that time. The sage Durvasa, who usually had a frown on his nose and a curse on the tip of his tongue, was said to have been calmed down by Kunti, making her the most virtuous female in India back then. Everyone claimed that this demonstrated Kunti's virtue and that even the sage Durvasa's rage was subdued by it. For the queen of Hastinapur, Bhishma required such a bride. Hence, he dispatched Pandu to Kunti swayamvara. All of India's monarchs attended Kunti swayamvara as they all wanted Kunti to be their future wife. However, Kunti's eyes were drawn to just one Kshatriya, who more than the rest resembled Lord Indra, with his wide shoulders, broad chest, and powerful arms. He was Pandu, the king of Hastinapur. When she saw him, Kunti adorned him with a garland and accepted him as her husband. Bhishma pondered marrying Pandu again after Kunti's marriage. As a result, he and his ministers travelled to Madra kingdom, where King Shalya had a very attractive and virtuous virgin sister. The king of Madra, Shalya, responded to Bhishma's request for his sister's hand in marriage to the Hastinapur monarch by saying, O protector of the Bharat dynasty Bhishma, you are blessed, as is your lineage. My sister's marriage into the Kuru dynasty must be a result of her past noble deeds. However, it is not proper that you sought my sister's hand in marriage as soon as you arrived, O son of Ganga, as it is the tradition of our family for the bride's family to be given a present from the groom's family at the marriage ceremony. Without an offering, we never wed our daughters. O king of Madra, you are carrying out your family customs, and even otherwise, Lord Brahma himself considers such a marriage auspicious, Bhishma responded. Hastinapur is not so impoverished as to be reluctant to present its prospective queen with a gift. We will adhere to all of your family's traditions. King of Madra, Shalya received many horses, chariots, jewelry, priceless clothing, and gems from Bhishma. Following this, Shalya joyfully wedded King Pandu to his sister Madri. Following Madri's marriage, King Pandu embarked on a global conquest, subjugating kingdoms from all directions. He could accomplish this in two ways, either by befriending the king of one kingdom or by defeating them in a battle and conquering them. Pandu defeated the rulers of numerous kingdoms including Dasharana, Magad, Videha, Kashi, Pundra, and others during his global conquest campaign. As a result, Pandu's expedition was successful and all the monarchs in the world acknowledged him as the earth's emperor. Out of the three, Vidur was the only one remaining unmarried after this. Hence, Bhishma started looking for a bride for him. He had heard of a lovely and moral maid servant who worked for Princess Devaki, the daughter of Yadava King Devak. King Devak arranged this maidservant's marriage to Vidur when Bhishma offered it to them. Thus, Vyasa's three sons were married to different women. The birth of the 100 Kauravas and the curse that gave rise to the Pandavas will be discussed in the following chapter. Like, share and subscribe if you like our videos. Please also comment on the video and express your thoughts and questions.